Welcome back to episode 6 of Life with Riley. Today I've got a slightly different video. I want to talk about why doing hard things saved my life and how through doing hard things it's allowed me to just build a lifestyle which I'm really happy and proud about, and some resilience and some mental toughness to allow me to help me through certain things that go on, whether it's hard times, whether it's difficult situations, whatever it may be. By doing endurance sports or a form of hardness, it allows me to become a person that has more resilience, a person that can withstand harder, greater things. That was a bit of a theme here with the start of these videos, but we've got another tough session. Today's session is one that I haven't been looking forward to. It's one that I know is going to be extremely hard. And leading into this half marathon, which is what now, 2.5 weeks away, or pretty much 2 weeks now, this is the real tester. This is probably the decider as to whether I get the time I'm going for or not. Now, does that really matter? No. Do I want to get to that time? Of course I do. I want to push myself to as hard as I can. And today is going to be another testament to my character. It's going to be another sword in my armory that's going to allow me to push on, go to race day confident that I can do just that I can go out and get that time that I want. You would have seen myself getting up this morning, journaling as always, writing down my thoughts of the day and how I'm going to turn up and be the best version of myself. I love doing hard things at the start of the day. There's nothing better to me than getting up and getting after it as soon as possible, because you've already completed the day. You've already completed something that's massive for that day. Does it have to be running? No. It can be anything. It can be literally as little as going for a walk or making your bed. But if that's a hard thing to you, then just do it. And once you've done that, you go on to the next thing. And you're just stacking those wins throughout the day. And it just gives you so much confidence moving forward into the next challenge. Let's do this.
Let's go, bro, last push.
It's when you're in those real bad spots and you're just about to give up, you just gotta remember why you're doing it, what it means to you. Fuck, it's so important though, when you get that mind out of the way of the body, your body's capable of so much more, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
The mind just plays tricks with you. Fuck. How about that for a Thursday morning, eh?
Killed it, bro. Won the day already.
You would have seen that session that I done the other day. It was tough. Yeah, what was it? It was 10k at half marathon pace, a couple of rest, and then straight into another 5k block at half marathon pace. Super, super hard session. One that I was dreading for a long time, but we got it done, nevertheless. And yeah, feeling good. One day out from Gold Coast half marathon. Half marathon is tomorrow. Feeling pumped, feeling excited. And it got me thinking. It got me thinking about how I wanted to end this video and what I wanted that video to be about. And I think what I want to talk about is why I do hard things. In life, we're often given these decisions, these options to make, where we can either do the easy thing or the hard thing. And it's often difficult to decide because the comfortable thing to do is often the easy thing, right? But as most of us know, that in order to grow or try and become better, we have to choose that harder thing, whatever it may be. And I think for me, that's why I love endurance sports. That's why I love running. That's why I love training. That's why I love doing those kind of things, because it is hard. It's never going to be easy. And those challenges you set yourself are like certificates. They're like weapons in the armory that then when you move forward in life or whatever you have going on, you've proven to yourself you can push on when times are tough and that you don't give up. And quite often not, it's not about the finishing line. It's not about the time. It's not about whatever goes on afterwards. It's the person that you become along the journey. Like for me, for example, moving here to Australia, that was a massive decision in my life. And it was super tough moving to Australia. You know, I could have easily taken the easier option to stay at home and carry on the way I was, stay in that comfort zone, you could call it. You know, I had a pretty decent job, solid group of friends, and, you know, an amazing family. What more could you ask for? And I suppose getting into the remote space and pushing myself to get to somewhere that I'd never been before and put yourself around new people and new experiences, you know, I challenged myself, and that was a really hard thing. And it still is hard to this day. Like, there's still times right now where I debate, you know, is it the right thing? You know, I've got coming up onto my second year visa in September, and I'm thinking, you know, is this the right thing? Should I be carrying on? Should I be going back? Like, what should I be doing? And, you know, I talked about this in like episode 4, I think, was that it's this as like this idea which you can do whatever you want when you put your mind to it. So then what do you want to do? And I guess one thing I can look back on is that whenever I have those decisions, it's like, what is the harder side of that? Like, what is the hardest part of the decision? And whichever harder side is, like whichever the tougher one is, often it ends up being the one where you grow the most. Running isn't everything I'm about. You know, running isn't my solely identity. You know, I want to build things. I want to get into more business. I want to do those kind of things. And that will be the next challenge. But what running does give me is it gives me hard things to constantly do. Every day I wake up and I have to prove to myself to do that session, or I have to prove myself to get to the next challenge. Or I have to eat in the right way to fuel my body. And the more you can pass the tests, the better you're going to feel when you're faced with those hard decisions. Interesting, actually, heard Alex Hormozy talk on a podcast recently with Chris Williamson about how people say they can do hard things, i.e. run marathons, do cool shit, but yet they can't make hard decisions. And it got me thinking about that, because it's true in a way. There are a lot of people who can do the harder things but can't make those decisions. And I think that is the hardest of those things, is being able to make those decisions. And so now, what are we going on to? What's the next hard thing? Well, as I said, I've got my half marathon tomorrow. I'm hoping to push my body to the max. I mean, it'd be amazing to get anywhere near an 80-minute sub 120, so we'll see how we go tomorrow. But I know that at the end of the day, I'm going to give it my all. And moving on from that, you know, I'm going to be probably facing my hardest challenge yet, which is going off on my own. You know, I've spent, nearly 2-3 years now in sales and client acquisition and understanding, you know, how buyer's mindset works and psychology, and I want to get more stuck into that. You know, I want to help people. I want to get into business. I want to get into growth operations. I want to understand how I can help client, you know, acquisition and helping people, you know, get more leads. You know, that is ultimately what I want to end up in. So that is the journey for me soon, you know, and that will be the next chapter, whether I decide to do that here or the UK. That's going to be what's coming next, and that's going to be my next biggest challenge. So the main thing I just wanted to cover today was, this is why I do hard things. I don't just do it for the time or the trophy or the medal or whatever it may be. I do it because of the person that I become along the way. And it's that person that you keep developing. That's the thing that you can take forward. So then when times are tough, when you have got another challenge, you can prove to yourself you've done this before. So yeah, that's all for me on this lovely evening with a lovely sunset.